show.
John Fredericks Radio Network, great to have you with us. Pete Snyder now, he, along with his wife, Burson, the founders of the Virginia 30-Day Fund, go to VA 30-Day Fund. You know, they started this at the beginning of the pandemic when small businesses were going out of business right and left. They started it to fund small businesses. They are now about to hit 550 small businesses funded in Virginia. They've been the catalyst to start these all over the country. Pete Snyder with us, along with Burson Snyder, his wife, the founders. Pete, great to have you with us.
Hey, Johnny, thanks for having me here this morning. And I just got to, on behalf of the entire Virginia 30-Day Fund, Pay It Forward family, just got to thank you for being there from day one, brother. You were. I think we hadn't even funded a single company when you were trying to spread the gospel about what we're doing and getting the word out. I know you've encouraged many people to apply, and we've helped save a lot of small businesses due to your listeners referring folks to apply, and just the great support that we have had through your show, driving people to donate our way for $3, $30, you name it. So you've done remarkable work in this period of time, and we just thank you, John.
Pete, you're welcome. It's about action, action, action in times of crisis. We have enough people talking. We have enough keyboard commandos. We have enough people clutching pearls, sending out Facebook posts and doing Twitter. Action, action, action. You funded 550 small businesses. A lot of them needed that funding in order to get through one of their toughest times. Tell me a couple of the stories recently. I know that you funded some early child care for schools, especially because it doesn't look like we're going to have school in the fall. You funded some daycare centers. Tell me about those.
Well, John, we've seen every single stripe of business throughout this. This pandemic knows no bounds. The economic destruction caused by these mandatory shutdowns knows no bounds. So we've funded bars and barbers, cosmetologists and custard shops, dentists, doctors, pizza places, paper stores, toy stores, taco joints, wedding planners and welders. Every single thing under the sun, because everyone's hurting. But of late, we've made a particular focus on early education and daycare because we can't count on government to work. If anything, as this whole pandemic has proven, we cannot count on government at any level to work, and it really hasn't been working. So the entire daycare industry is bracing for government and school failure in the fall. So we made a concerted effort to fund folks that are out there in the trenches trying to take care of our kids. And because we know if, Fairfax County Public Schools, Loudoun, Albemarle, you name it, Richmond, if they don't educate our kids 5 days a week, what do working parents do? That's going to hold back 40, 50% of our economy. And, on the human side of things, we're going to make sure that our teachers are safe and our kids are safe and, that our daycare centers are safe and they have the funds that they need. So we've partnered with United Way of Greater Charlottesville and a handful of others out there to really focus on daycare providers. So just yesterday, we had funded a woman by the name of Reagan Ralston here in Charlottesville, Bright Eyes Community Child Care. And, I talked to her on the phone, and within 30 seconds of learning that she got the grant, she got emotional. And she said, Pete, this is going to help me. I was worried about payroll this week. I know what's coming. I need to keep all my people on board. We have every single day, we have parents asking us to take on more. We have limited staff, and this is going to allow me to take care of payroll. And she cried. And, it's heart-wrenching, John, what's happening out there. So we're trying to step up and do what we can. My wife and I don't have a medical background, but we do know something about small business, so we enlisted in the economic war that's going out there and had a lot of friends join us in it. We'll be funding 550 of small business today, and we have a whole lot more work to go, John. I'm staring at 3,000 open applications for help. 3,000. It's bad. So we're going to keep on funding for quite a period of time. We'll fund hundreds and hundreds of more small businesses before all is said and done. And, John, I know it deep down why you can throw fire and brimstone. You're an optimist. You're an entrepreneur. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm an optimist at heart. I am slightly pessimistic about what we're going to be faced with in the next couple of weeks and months to come. We need to make sure that our teachers can teach safely, that our students can go to school 5 days a week and do it safely, but we need our schools to work. We need, in Virginia, we have a constitutional obligation to educate our children. We can do it, John. I mean, that's the whole thing that I have.
We can do it, Pete. But you got two issues, right? You got the teachers union that doesn't want to go back to school because why go back to school when you can still get paid to stay home? I guess. And they're sending letters. Fairfax School Board sending letters to the school board saying we can't teach because we don't want to die. So you got that going, and then you've got the politicization of it, which is, hey, stay home from school. That means that people can't get jobs. That means the jobs numbers aren't there. That means people don't buy back to school supplies. That means the economy isn't as good for Trump. That also means that there's no high school football, no high school athletics. People are home. They're depressed. Better for Biden. They don't vote for the incumbent. So there's no logic here, Pete, that goes into having schools in session 2 days a week. There's no science. There's no data. It's all politics. It's all about beating Trump and electing Biden. You can bet your bottom dollar that if Hillary Clinton was president right now and she was behind in the polls to candidate put an X by the name, they would be clamoring to open schools and saying it's safe. You can also bet that if there's a, God forbid, President-elect Joe Biden, the next 5 days, Fauci come out with an all clear. So there's no logic here, Pete. It's all politics. When are Virginians going to stand up and say they've had it and they want to go back to school?
Johnny, Johnny, that's the problem with our current spate of elected leaders across the board. There's absolutely no moral compass, and there's no heart, and there's no leadership.
No leadership, Pete.
These things,
None.
Let's look at this. Let's look at our schools. I believe teachers are essential workers, just in the same vein as hospital workers are. Right? We are at war now. In World War II, did we shut down our high schools and elementary schools? No, we did not. Were there threats? Certainly. Was it different? Is the virus different? Absolutely. But we can, if you can make, I talked to a friend of mine who is a top executive of one of the best hospitals in Virginia yesterday. I said, hey, look, tell me this. Both hospitals are larger than even the largest high schools out there. Oh, Pete, absolutely. Yes, they range size, obviously, town to town, region to region. But yes, they are. I said, so why can't we, with planning and resources, why can't we, deem our schools essential, our teachers essential, provide them everything they need to be safe, just like our hospitals do? And this executive said to me, Pete, we absolutely can. It's just lack of imagination by our leaders and lack of planning. Nothing good. You can't just hope and wish that things happen. You actually need to plan. And the thing is, John, our schools have been shut because of this virus since March. Our governor knows that. Our school boards know that. Our elected officials know that. The administrators know that. You can plan. You've had months and months and months to plan. So, I think we need to step up. We need to make sure that we're tying our hospitals into our school systems, getting whatever counsel and care that we can in order to do it right. And, I think that the smartest, most enterprising school systems should and do the right thing. Let's educate our kids. Let's not put any teachers at risk. You know what? If you're at risk, if you have issues, medical issues, certainly stay at home. But the vast majority of our teachers don't. Let's provide them the best possible safety precautions and care that you can provide. Right? This is not a. We should certainly try to spend our way out of this one. We are at war, John. Right?
Yep.
Normal rules do not apply. Hey, if we need to allocate more budget to make sure that our students, our teachers are safe and our students are taught, let's do it, man. But it's just lack of leadership and complete lack of imagination and planning.
Crazy.
We need to get this done. It's vital.
Just crazy.
It's vital, Johnny. And it's hurting folks like Reagan Ralston. The crunch on the daycare and early child care industry is going to be horrific.
Well,
and that's why we're doubling down and
Pete, part of it is, look, this whole school thing. You look at the poll numbers, 58 to 62% in any poll taken of parents want their kids to go back to school 5 days a week. You know why? Because they want their kids to get an education. That's why. They know they're not learning anything sitting at home on a Zoom where only 70% of the people actually log in on any given class, and they have a pass-fail. They know it's a joke, right? So they want their kids to have a shot at an education. They don't want them behind again, right? So
well, and Johnny, you look, 5-year-old B. Snyder. Do you think she can command?
No.
Zoom can capture her attention
come
for
on.
more than 3 minutes at a time.
Come on, that's ridiculous.
It is the psychological impact and the learning hurdles that are going to be long term if we simply give up.
And so let me just ask you this, Pete. Let me just ask you this. Where is state Republican elected official leadership on this issue? Have you seen a press release from Tommy Norman? Have you seen anything from Todd Gilbert? Have you seen anything from either caucus? You haven't. Know what? You've seen, Pete.
Last day, Johnny,
you haven't seen crap.
I thought I saw something from Jill Vogel and a handful of others last week that were trying to address some of these issues. I didn't look at every single nook and cranny of it, but I think there was at least let's generate the discussion and push forward. But there needs to be a plan. And you know what? Yes, schools are controlled locally, but guess what? Our governor can show moxie. Our governor can show leadership and say, hey, look, instead of me telling you exactly what to do and you submitting a plan, why don't we help? I mean, again, we are at war. Just like with Virginia 30 Day, we had Democrat and Republican working hand in hand together and people rolling up their sleeves and getting the job done. Why can't we do that at every level of government right now? If we need federal funding, let's get some federal funding. If we need to, if we need to allocate more state budget, let's do it. If we need to do certain things to hand in hand with the localities, let's get the job done. This is the biggest crisis. I'm 47 years old. This is the largest crisis we have ever faced in my lifetime, and I think in your lifetime too, John. So let's work together. Let's get the job done. But it takes leadership, it takes vision, and it takes hustle, and it takes planning. All those things can be done. Let's do it, damn it.
Pete Snyder, Virginia 30-Day Fund. If people want to make a donation and help these small businesses out, because you need to get donations to help fund it. You got 3,000 open applications. You give each company that qualifies $3,000. 3,000 times 3,000, that's a lot of money. But, every little bit helps. People want to make a donation. Where do they go?
VA30dayfund.com. That's VA30dayfund.com. We'd love to have your help, whether it's $3 or $30 or $300, or if you want to sponsor a business on your own, that's $3,000. Any single thing you could do makes a difference. And also, if you're hurting, if you run a small business between 3 and 30 employees and you're having a tough time, come find us and apply. If you know friends that are hurting, have them apply. VA30dayfund.com. It's a one-page application. It will take you less than 10 minutes on your smartphone to fill it out, do a quick video of yourself, and we're here to help.
When are you going to make a decision, Pete, on running for governor? Just give me a timeline.
Johnny, politics. I'm staring at 3,000. I appreciate the question, but I'm staring at 3,000 open applications.
Got it. I got to go. John Fredericks. I got to go. John Fredericks Radio Network. Pete Snyder, thanks for being with us.